with EPG, you have multiple different components, right? So how do you engage with a new customer? Is it like a layered on approach? Like they start with one system and then they evolve it and add on these other features as well? How does that normally work?
The approach you want to take in general is to start with that MVP model, the minimum viable product. And that doesn't mean that you're dumbing down what's happening for that customer, but it means let's meet those needs with as little change, complexity, and introduction of new systems as possible. And then let you understand that tool and the environment and how technology and not necessarily a new application might be the way to solve that business issue. And that's also one of the ways to fight that fragmented proliferation of systems in an environment. When you look at how specialty applications are built, a lot of times there's a small set of functionality that system didn't do well. Like those original ERP with inventory management that really didn't do robust warehouse management logistics functions. And so something was needed. Well, the company that addressed that added value and robustness and capability, and then it spawned a new class of application. Well, what ends up happening then is that even those smaller functions end up getting drawn into that large application, not just a single application, but that class of companies that are now fulfilling and providing that solution. And so that becomes the standard. So now when you need to meet even the minimum set of those, you go and you get an application for which you may not really need 80% of that functionality. So you see that a lot with companies as they're looking to replace solutions they really acquired to solve something very specific, but they didn't need that kind of an application. And so they're not using more than 20, 50% of the capability of the application. So one of the ways to address that, and particularly what's going on today with technology and AI and the way it's being used, is that maybe we don't need an application. Maybe we need a technology, and the technology can address that requirement without introducing another application. Now, a lot of those are very specific. You'd have a WCS or a dock management or a transportation management system. Those are real requirements, and they do require specialized capabilities. But one of the things that we've done with our approach is to make those components of our supply chain execution suite modular design so that if those systems are already in place for the customer, they're able to integrate into that supply chain execution suite where it could be our WMS and somebody else's TMS and somebody else's voice, or our voice and somebody else's WMS, etc. And so designing things in a way that allows the customer maximum flexibility to try and limit the proliferation of applications where possible and leverage what they have when possible.